Hey everybody, this is episode 79 of the Double Cross Anime Podcast. The top 30 list is complete, and we're back on the grind, the seasonal grind, the fall 2019 anime grind. I'm Mario, and here's Whooper.
Oh, right.
Oh, I actually did not mean to say that backwards. I'm Whooper, and here's Mario.
Hello, everyone. I'm Whooper for today.
All right, and I'm Mario, and we've got 2 episodes of Chihaya B-Stars, and Hoshiai no Sora, up to episode 10 of all those.
Yeah.
Then 10 and 11 of Blade of the Immortal, Mugen no Junin, and 3 more episodes of Aim for the Ace, which will take us up to number 15. And we're going to start with one of those 5.
Yep, it's up to you.
All right, let's do... I just want to get B-Stars out of the way. Let's just start with that.
All right.
I'm not sure that we ever have.
Yeah, it sounds like you doesn't really on board with what's happening on Pista the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, the show pretty much lost me. But then, I was never on board to begin with, so
Yeah, well,
you can just handle this one for the most part, and I'll make a
Right.
make a few comments here and there, I guess.
the last 2 episodes were mostly about the kidnap, and we have like the basics setting of damsel in distress.
Yeah.
And we have Legacy who just storm onto the the battlefield in order to save her.
When exactly did Haru get kidnapped in episode 9?
Alright, there was they show that on screen actually, like in the beginning of episode 9.
The beginning.
where- the beginning.
I thought the beginning of episode 9 was that storybook looking thing where we got Louis'
so
backstory.
like after that, because I remember like there was like three other lions, like the member of that mafia group who
The Leo
basically
group. Yeah.
yeah, basically who wrecked her, and that she lost one of her shoes there.
Right. I'm just trying to remember like when in episode 9 that happened. I remember her getting kidnapped. I just watched it.
All right. Yeah. So I think that they showing that on screen, and they even mentioned that like the electric cut off from the blackout from the other day from episode 8 was they doing in order to kidnap Haru, but they failed.
Okay. Yeah, but when does it happen in episode 9? When does she get kidnapped? I'm already struggling to remember like at what point in the episode it happens.
All right. So I think it's after the I think it's after the flashback.
Well, because what's after the flashback is Louis, like in
Yep.
the hallways at school, and then Legacy
Oh right.
sees him, and there's a cheetah that tries to attack him,
Right.
and says that there's a plan to lynch him at the Meteorite Festival, which I'm not sure was
Or-
followed up on at all.
All right. So I think it happened after that. I will look at that now. But it happened on screen. That's what I remember. All right.
Yeah.
So afterwards, we have like Legacy confess to her.
Right. At this point, she's still not kidnapped. Doesn't it happen
Yep.
like at the end of episode 9?
All right, and then oh god.
I know she gets kidnapped, and then the boss makes her like get naked and
Yep.
hits a
And-
button on a remote control, and a wall opens up with a bathtub in it with rose petals in it.
Yep. He basically just tried to humiliate her, because what he said was if the victim feeling humiliated, the food gonna get more tastier.
Yeah, the blood circulates more when you feel
All
like
right,
shame.
so the kidnap just happened right before the commercial break. So like at the end of the first half.
Okay. I was trying to get a picture in my head of like how the episode played out.
All right. So yes. So
Okay.
yeah, it play out the way that Legacy confessed to her, which she like clumsily, decline, not doesn't want to listen.
Yeah.
So he asked her for like 24 hours to properly confess to her, and that when that happened.
Gotcha.
Oh, so like after Legacy gone, and she was alone, thinking about like all the stuff. That's when she got kidnapped.
Okay. I watched this just 2-3 hours ago, and
Just
I'm struggling to remember like the order of events and stuff. I wrote down everything that happened for the most part and my thoughts about all of it, but
I I like the flashback of Louis. It tell you a lot about how he's become like who he is now. It hint more about the like the world, because like we heard before that like on the meat in the black market was from the like the patient, like or from like the dead patient. But now we know for sure that it's not the case.
well, we know that why? Because Haru was kidnapped?
No, because Louis was raised there in order to become a food.
Well, he says, I know that if you leave this place that you die. But does he actually know that? Isn't that just his speculation? Because I mean, he's a prisoner. It's not like he's watching the entire system play out.
When did he say that?
When he was in the jail cell and he had his partner, his cellmate.
All right, I don't even remember he like saying anything, because my impression was that he can he can speak, he can even speak or not write at the time. He just like screaming and stuff. That's
Yeah,
what I remember.
he was definitely screaming and growling.
Yeah.
And so as a result, the guy with the glasses, his adopted
Yep.
father, I guess, or
Mhm.
whatever. I don't know, man. I thought that whole backstory was kind of thin. Like he's in the prison,
Mhm.
and the guy picks him out because he sticks up for his cellmate,
Yep.
and then his dad tells him, "Hey, you got to change this world." And then he thinks to himself, "Well, now I have to change this world," and then he's a
There's
B-star. Like,
dignity.
yeah, it's kind of convenient, I think, that we were given this backstory in episode 9, which is the exact same time that the mayor uses it to blackmail him into silence about the Leo group. Like, this is the same episode where Haru gets kidnapped, and he learns about it. And the only reason that he wouldn't, well, maybe there's more than one reason, but the reason that we get that he's not going after her or telling other people about this is because the mayor knows about his history.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we weren't given that backstory, previously, and
Yep.
we
Well,
were just given it in time for it
I
to be
understand
relevant to
why.
the story.
Yeah, I understand why they want to put that now at all time, because now more than ever is more relevant to the story. And I do agree it's a bit, you know it's a bit convenient that they put that there. I do think though with his characters, he would have come to save Haru though, because he's all about dignity and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought at first, but yeah, it eventually that it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's Legacy who really want to save Haru.
Well, yeah,
And
he's the main character.
yep, and he knocks some sense out of Louise, and he decided Legacy decided to save Haru alone.
Well, not alone. He has the panda with him.
Yep. And he met Panda along the way. I thought that it must be like the very first instinct that he that Legacy does. Like come into the black market looking for Panda, but that wasn't the case at all. He just like randomly asking people like if they know about Shishigumi.
If they know about
And
what?
guess what? About the mafia gang, the Shishigumi.
Oh, my subs translated it to Leo group.
All right, all right. My subject says Shishigumi,
Well, I guess that's the Japanese term.
and yeah, I saw some character inconsistency there as well. Like, as when he went to the black market, he doesn't fling from like the meat.
He doesn't what from the meat?
He doesn't feel enchanted by the meat.
Oh,
Like, yep.
I mean, I guess it's because he has something more important on his mind.
All right.
I think the reason that he goes there is because he thinks that's where, like, since that's kind of the criminal underbelly of the city, he figures that people there would know about the Shishigumi or whatever they're called. Like, that would be the best place to ask around.
Yep.
Kind of a on a whim, like what
Which-
what are the odds that someone is actually gonna speak up and tell him anything about what he wants to know?
Yeah. Well, with him who doesn't have any connection to the underground or have any ideas, I think his action makes sense. Except that he know Panda, so he should have gone to Panda.
Oh yeah,
Instead of
Yeah,
asking
that does make
random
sense.
people.
yeah, but I mean the panda guy did chain him up,
Yep.
so I can see why he would be reticent to go back there. Like,
Yep. Well,
wouldn't be his favorite thing.
and I do feel like he beating all the lions in order to save Haru is a bit over the top. Like it's just him and Panda, and they actually make it to the top of the castle.
Right.
Um,
I actually
like-
can't even remember what happens at the end of episode 10 when he encounters the head lion guy.
it hasn't ended yet, but he met Haru, and I think they're gonna fight.
But didn't he like actually encounter the head lion guy in a room where they were both together
yeah.
and like talking
So-
to one another?
Yeah, they hasn't escaped that yet. Escaped the castle yet.
Has he punched him? Dude, I care. I'm seriously lost. I don't remember at all.
All right, I think he just stormed in
Yeah.
and see Haru there. So basically, just by Haru's side by now. I think that is the end of the episode 10.
I do remember like a rotating shot of him kind of in an action pose with Haru behind him, like he's guarding her.
Yeah,
That's the last shot of episode 10. I just don't remember what
Yeah, I
the
think-
what the
I think
boss lion is doing in there.
Yeah, I think that's something that we will see in the next episodes.
All right.
Um,
Well,
I like the fact that like Haru thinking about writing a will.
yeah, I thought that was bizarre. She was
Yeah.
writing a will in her mind.
Yeah, all right. because he was because she was humiliated. So I can understand why, and I think it's novel how they do that.
It's certainly novel.
She, all right. She want to distract herself from feeling humiliated. So that's why she thinking of something else. While the lion, the head lion, just doing those stuff to her.
All right. When
Uh,
all right, cool.
But yeah, the view, it's more like the personal letters that she wrote in her mind. Yeah, tell us more about her, what she thinking, her characters. So the reason why she sleep around basically because it's like the only time that she doesn't feel little.
Yeah.
She doesn't feel like she she is some weak animals that everyone need to protect.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have predicted that as the reason for her behavior.
and she confessed her feeling with Louise as well.
Yeah, that I don't quite get.
Yeah,
Like
well,
why exactly she is so attached to him. Is it
that's
maybe because she knows his secret? Like about the antlers
yeah. Well,
shedding?
not sure because I always thought of the other way around. I always thought that Louise is the one who having more feeling on that relationship than Haru, but
No,
yeah, that wasn't the case.
I think it's been pretty clear that Louis, like, he just kind of fell into the relationship, and
Yeah, he
he's never
does.
been that attached. Like he's more interested in becoming the B star or being seen as the big man on campus or
Yeah, but
himself rather than his relationships with any one person apart from himself.
yeah, but the feeling I got is Louis behave exactly like himself, like his true self. He doesn't try to be anything when he's with Haru.
Well, that doesn't mean he loves her.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
If like
she's just convenient.
yes, if like the event of the last two episodes point out, yeah, Haru, sorry, Louise doesn't really love Haru, but that's good for legacy.
Yeah,
All right,
dude, all the romance in this show, I'm just like, meh.
uh,
Legacy and Haru, what a wolf and a rabbit.
oh yeah, yeah. Talking about romance, because I think the romance is kind of like uh the running teams, like the most important team in Vista on the
No.
romance stuff. I do think so actually. Um, Legacy at one point actually this announced that he wanted Haru for himself, and because Haru is his pride.
Yeah.
So I think that's make it pretty clear that like only all attraction that Legacy got from Haru is the instinct, uh, hunting instinct,
Right.
basically.
I mean, don't you think that the show is probably still going to go the route of
He,
Legacy
it,
he can overcome his instinct?
nah, I don't think so. I think at the end that he will lose himself and he gonna eat Haru. That's what I think.
Well, my opinion
And
of the show will improve a lot if that actually happens.
I think that will happen, and I think that they will make it like like the fact that loving someone so much that you want to eat them is the like the more the purest kind of love. That's what I think the direction they're gonna go.
Okay. I think they're going to go with a very normal and safe you're not defined by your nature, you're defined by what
Yep.
the actions that you choose to take, like the decisions you make and your character.
Yep.
I think that
Alright.
and so he's not gonna eat her, and but they're gonna realize that they can't be together.
Yep. That that thinking of like you love someone that you want to eat them actually happened in another series. Do you know what series that is?
What, another anime series?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's probably something like vampire related. Shiki,
Nah.
maybe.
The exchanging family.
Oh, that's very different though.
Yeah, remember like there is a guy from the
The
satellite
professor.
group? The professor, yeah.
Yeah, But his version of love is not like romantic, lustful love. That this show is equating with like a hunger instinct. That version
That's
is
true.
like very pretentious, like love as in like holding someone up as being ideal in some way,
Right.
like academic admiration almost.
Yep. I thought that was a wicked link in Exchanged Family.
Yeah, that caused a lot of problems for me
Hmm.
watching that show because it's brought up like so many times.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I could never get like a hang around of that idea of the idea that he wants to present.
Yeah, I didn't really get it either.
All right, I think we actually talking too much on Beastar.
Oh, were
um,
we talking about B-Stars? I thought this was an eccentric family podcast.
um, just long story short, I still really enjoy the last two episodes.
Okay.
Um, crazy as maybe like on the plot point into like the direction that 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 seem like a bit over the top. I still like it.
B-Stars? More like
Mister
Battle
Mister
Shonen stars.
Shonen. Alright.
Yeah, how many shots did we get of Legacy dramatically clenching his fist in order to contain his anger? We probably saw that like 5 times in these 2 episodes.
Yeah, a lot, but he had the all the reason why he's so desperate.
Well, so does Naruto, but that doesn't mean I don't get bored of Naruto getting angry like 5 times per episode.
He's the
Sasuke!
wolf. He the wolf. He can control his emotion.
Right. Well, we'll see. We'll see whether he can control it or not. Just gotta wait till next week.
Yep. All right. Next show.
Okay. What's next?
Up to you, man.
Oh, I don't know. Chihaya Fudu?
All right, Chiharafu. All right. What's your thought in general of the last two
Just
episodes of Chihara?
rest in peace, Taichi. It's over. It's all over.
Yeah. Well, it would have been nice that the qualifier match will be between Taichi and Arata, but I think it's alright.
Yeah, there's no
We
way. That would have been silly if that had happened, actually.
Yeah, that would have been the climax, and the show maybe ended right there. So no, Taichi had to lose. Arata had to win, even though he had to go to the toilet several times. He lost like 11 cards at one point, and he still come back and win against like one of the best players in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, he powered up in there, obviously. He was meditating in the stall.
Yeah. He concentrating.
I feel
He,
I feel bad for you, his childhood friend. Not you as in you,
oh,
Hooper. I feel bad for his childhood friend who cooked for him.
yeah,
And I mean, he's gonna remember. He just won the West Japan qualifier, so he'll probably remember like the circumstances of his victory for a long time, and that will include his like multiple bathroom trips because of how nauseating her food was. And she's obviously got a crush on him, so this is terrible for her chances.
well, to be fair, he actually like kind of lament you for for the food, but then he realized that you can't blame someone for that.
Does he realize that? I remember him saying,
He
"I'm no one special." That's what I remember.
uh I yeah from what I remember, he was more like he acknowledged it. He acknowledged that like put all the efforts to support him.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
that's good. I mean, because she's one of my favorites right now, to be honest. I really love that scene where she and Aruta are talking in like episode 8 or 7, whatever
Yep.
it was.
Yep. The food.
Yeah, like it was very low key. The conversation. It's clear to us as viewers that she has a crush on him,
Yep.
but it's not so obvious that he's going to be able to pick up on it. You know, she's just casually talking to an old, a childhood friend,
Yep.
and not childhood friend with like blinking neon sign and like blush marks all over everyone's faces, and her calling people like baka. I enjoyed that conversation.
Yep. She was actually waiting for him. I don't
Yeah.
know that how long she had to wait, like in front of his house, but she was waiting for a while.
He better not have made her wait too long, or else I'm gonna become a character in this
Wait.
show, and I'm gonna steal her away like Legacy stealing Haru.
Maybe that's the reason why the food come bad.
Oh, you know what? You're right. It's actually all Aras's fault because he waited for so long.
All right.
He made her wait for so long.
I think like we have a good 2 episodes. Like as per Chihara Furu the series standard. The thing that I don't really like from the last 2 episodes is the focus, because it focus more on the kings qualifier than the queens. So we get very little of the queen match.
Yeah, but that makes sense to me because Chihaya is not playing.
Yeah.
They want to focus on the main trio, and they do, apart from Chihaya.
That's right, and I still can't get past that. Why Chihara?
I know.
Doesn't participate in that.
I know it's really dumb.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know who gonna play in the Queen finals.
We know that one of them. I think we know that one of them is Megumi, the brown-haired girl with the headband and the glasses.
Yeah. That's her. I don't know the other one because they haven't announced it yet.
That's gonna be Inokuma, the
I
mom.
don't remember the mom. That's gonna be between the moms or there was another girl who fight for every point. Remember her? Who beat Chihara before?
Man, I'm struggling to remember who all the previous opponents are.
All right. She was the one who was the challenger last year. I just don't remember her name at this
I
moment.
think I can picture her. She has like light brown hair and like very
Yes.
plain looking eyes. Is she the one who contests all the cards? Like
Confess?
contests. Like if you
Oh,
and your
yeah,
opponent
yeah.
both
She's the
reach
one.
for a card
She's
at the
the
same
one.
time,
Yep.
she'll argue.
Yep. She's the one who lost to Arata the last tournament that they played. The tournament that Taichi won the whole thing. Yeah. So she was the one. I would recommend.
Yeah, you're right. Because Arata never contests a point. He always just lets his opponent have it. Yeah.
Yep. So I would reckon that the moms would win, but at this moment we still doesn't have the confirmation yet.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what's going on with the Queen match. I have to imagine that. I mean, Shinobu has always been kind of floating around the edges of Chihaya Furu. We've seen her multiple times, but Suo has not gotten a lot of screen time. I don't think he appeared even once in season 2, which I rewatched close to the start of this year. But he's back now, so I think that there's probably going to be a pretty big arc dedicated to him, like there was for Meijin Soya in Sangatsu.
Yeah. Well, I would say that because of the focus is so clear, like on who the show want to focus at single moment. I think I know who's gonna be the qualifier for the king and the queen as well. Just based on how the show focus on this.
Well, I mean, do you think it's going to be Arata because we got to see his match and we didn't see shit about Harada Sensei.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yes.
I don't know about the Queen though.
I think that's gonna be the moms.
Yeah, I hope so. She's rad.
Yeah, yep. She a great characters. I really like her.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably going to be the two of them as well. But I can't imagine that either Suo or Shinobu will lose. I
Yep.
mean, they're both untouchable.
Yep. That makes sense that Takada Sensei is gonna be the one who win. I would love to see the match between him and that the other guy though. But
Are you talking about Harada Sensei and Sudo?
Pseudo, yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
would love to see the match between them, but I think it makes sense that Harada Sensei won this time. Like
I don't know
on
whether
the
whether you can say it makes sense or not because like we didn't see any of it. We have nothing to judge.
on the narrative sense that like this gonna be like one of his last tournaments.
Yeah.
So we wanted to see him like get rewarded. So I think it makes sense in like the whole narrative sense that he gonna be the one who going this far at the tournament
Yeah, but it still would have been nice to.
to see some of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, why couldn't in episode 10? Why don't they just devote half of it to Arata and half of it to Harada Sensei?
I think they want to spend more time to get us into Arata mind and how like Tai Chi even that he lost, even that they haven't seen each other, haven't really talked to each other very much, has influenced him.
Harada's
Not
cool.
necessarily like in yeah, not necessarily like influence, but it's more like its own way on his mind, on Arata mind.
Yeah, he's always thinking about Tai Chi and how he's
Yeah,
like they're friends, but he's also like his rival and his obstacle. And Arata's also always doubting himself, like, why did I say such and such at that moment? Or, why didn't I do such and such with Tai Chi, like, before? I don't know. He seemes very wishy-washy.
Yeah, I think I do understand why though that Arata just having a slump before like before he won the match, and why he thinking of Tai Chi that much. It's just because like when he visualized the room that he enjoyed the most. Now it's Tai Chi there instead of he playing against Chihara. Remember that moment? I think that makes
I mean,
sense.
I remember him visualizing the room because he often does that, and so do the other members of like the main trio. They often
Yep.
think back to that room where they
Yep.
learned about Karuta and Chihaya like really learned to love the game.
So
I don't remember him picturing Taichi as the opponent though.
yeah. So he used to no he picture Tai Chi as the opponent of Chihara. So he's like the bystander at that time. So that like that might turn him off.
I don't know if you can really read into that.
That's what I read.
I mean, one thing you can read into is the fact that Chihaya Furu's card or Chihaya Buru, the
Yep.
card, Impassioned Gods.
Mhm.
That's like Chihaya's signature card. Both Taichi in episode 9 and Arata in episode 10 failed to take it from their opponent's
Wow.
side.
Wow.
So, I mean, is this signaling that Chihaya, both Arata and Taichi are going to be forever alone, and Chihaya's one true love is a card game that she'll be married to forever?
Chihara is out of touch. So maybe we get some of the Yuri plot development in the future.
My God, I would love that if this were like a reverse Hibike Euphonium, where instead of the show like being gay and then bailing on it at the last minute, Chihaya Furu is like straight the whole way, and then like veers into gay territory right at the end. Oh my God, the tears from all the manga fans would be so sweet.
Or maybe like like after this match, Arata just realized his feeling to Taichi.
Yes, you know what? You're right. That's what I want. I mean, Arata is always thinking about Taichi, like as much or more as he does about Chihaya.
Oh God. All right.
I'd be honestly, I'd be 100% in favor of a gay ending. That'd be great.
All right. To be serious note,
No, I'm
I
serious. I won't accept any other conclusion at this point.
I actually like Chihara reactions in the last episodes. Like all her, like all her reaction is just on point. Like just really in characters and funny.
What, when she learns
When
about
she
the results of the tournament and stuff?
Yeah, when she meet Taichi and when she learned about the result.
She has to run back into the room to get her cell phone battery.
Yep.
Yeah, she's just a Karuta fiend. She's obsessed. She's a nutcase.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense that she's on this trip, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah, I'm still mad about it. But apart from that, they do the best they can with this plot.
Yeah.
No, I would love to see more of the other match, but
I don't think we're gonna get that. I doubt there's gonna be a flashback.
yeah, no, I don't.
It's probably just gonna be like a short break, a little bit of slice of life type stuff.
I think they're gonna
Maybe.
move on. It's better if they move on.
You don't think that the qualifier match, like the qualifier finals, will be so soon after these tournaments?
Yeah, well,
I doubt it.
Oh, you mean like the actual match?
No, I mean Arata versus Harada Sensei. I don't think that
Right.
match is going to be like immediately after this.
I think it's gonna be like a month or 2 months from now. A month, I think, maybe. I don't know if they televisize that though. I think this only like the match between the king versus the challenger. It's gonna be broadcast. Do you get what I mean?
No.
All right. So they gonna play that match, but I don't think that match gonna be broadcast.
What, you mean we won't see it on the show?
No. So I just mean that it's still not that big.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, but I'm not concerned about whether or not things are going to be televised in universe.
Yep.
I'm just wondering like when we're going to see the Arata versus Harada Sensei
All right,
match. And I think it probably won't be in the next episode. I think that we'll probably get a small break before we go back to. That's just my guess.
Yeah, I would say that realistically, it's gonna be like 2 weeks or 3 weeks from this match.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they, like, where they choose to place it in season 3, because that'll kind of give us an idea about how much they plan to pack into this season. Like, if they're trying to wrap up the entire series in season 3, or if maybe, like, because I followed the manga for a little bit after, after season 2, but then it was years ago and I forgot it all. So I don't know exactly how much material is left to cover, but I have to imagine that it's like a decent amount. I don't know if they can get it all done in season 3, so we'll see whether they try to really push things forward or whether they move a little more slowly.
The manga, are they still ongoing?
Yeah, but it's going to be the author has expressed her intent to finish it like very soon.
Right.
Like within a month or 2 or 3, something like that. So they can kind of coincide with the conclusion of the anime.
Yep. Hopefully, like this season gonna adapt it in full. I doubt it though. But hopefully though.
Well, we got a 3rd season, and that in itself was a miracle because it had been gone for 6 years.
And I think that's the quality they kept is still amazing.
It's all right.
All right.
You watch an episode of Chihaya Furu, and there's like weird characters who are drawn kind of loosely in the background, and you only get the really pretty still images when it's like a character kneeling at a tatami mat. There's some cards, and then there's like a flowery background or something. And then you're like, oh my God, look at this art. It's beautiful. Then it cuts away, and there's some random squiggly looking dude in the audience watching, and you're like, that doesn't. Is this the same show still? Did I change the channel somehow?
Well, if you listen to the music though, they still pretty consistent.
Yeah, they use a lot of the same tracks, and it sounds good.
All right, let's move on to the next show.
What's that?
Hoshiai no Sora.
Dude, beware, okay? I just watched Hoshiai no Sora, and I can tell you now with 100% certainty that your mom is evil. All right, so just watch out, dude. Be careful.
How you know that fact, Mario?
because I've seen Hoshiai no Sora. All mothers are evil.
Yeah.
And dads too. We can't leave out the dads, but there's at least a 10% chance that your father is a good man. Just in general, for all people, there's a 10% chance.
Right. All right. Yep. So I think we have the same problem with Hoshiai no Sora then. I like the fact that it's addressed, the issues between these characters and their parents. I like the fact that it attempts to do that. I just don't like the fact that every single one of them have the parents so shit that they could do everything that to destroy their children from playing tennis or even enjoy their life.
Yeah.
I would have appreciated much better if they give like different shade, different like intensity of their influence to the child. At the series going on right now, it's like just one shade. It's just they being evil, all of them being evil.
Yeah, I mean there are some nicer parents, like Shingo's dad, the one who says, "Oh well, why not let his daughter go along to the tennis game?" But of course, his mom, who is not his birth mother, apparently, is like calling him wild and saying he looks like his birth mother. And the dad in that conversation, he just says like multiple times, "Oh, you think so? You think so, huh? You think so?" Like it's not even a conversation. He just can't talk to this woman.
That might be the best way to deal with the wife. Where's the mad?
Just say the same thing over and over.
No. Just go along with what's going on.
Oh yeah, well you have to kind of go with the flow a little bit. If you want peace in your own relationship with your wife, I guess. I mean, I'm not married. I've never been married. But I know I have been in conversations with women where I'm like, yeah, oh, is that right? Oh, really? Oh, you think so? Like, and now that I know that all women are evil, thanks to Hoshiai no Sora, I'll have my guard up from now on, Or let me correct myself here. Only once they've had a child. Do women become, like messengers of Satan?
All right. We actually have one model who was really good. So
who?
It's just 90% of all the models in Hoshiai no Sora is evil. Maki's models.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
The woman who allows her ex-husband to.
Well,
like, she endangers her kid.
She doesn't know about that fact.
You got to get your kid away from that house. She has to it's her responsibility to relocate them again. If she knows that the guy is visiting there.
She actually did that first, so that's why they relocated into this one.
I know,
she doesn't know though that the father is still around though.
Doesn't she leave? She leaves money on the table, doesn't she? For the dad.
She does.
She knows that he's coming by and picking up the money.
All right. Yep. That makes sense.
Just
Yeah.
because she like smiles in some scenes doesn't mean that she's like doing her duty as a parent.
All right, right. I think you're right because look at Mackie. He's the one who have to do all the cooking, all the house cleaning. She fell as a mom, basically.
Well, I mean, just because he cooks a little bit doesn't mean she's a failure as a mother.
All right, it is a. All right, so like
I'm gonna report you to Anime News Network, dude. They're gonna write an expose about you. You hate women.
All right, so yeah, we come to an agreement that 100% of women of mothers in Hoshiai no Sora evil.
I mean, the thing that gets me, well, I mean, honestly, a lot of it gets to me. Like, there's so many narrative decisions here
Yep.
that I'm like, oh my god, it's just too much. Just pile it on more. Why don't you just bury me in abusive and neglectful parents so that I can never escape? But like even Tayo's parents, for example, the mom and the dad who come to see him he's the one with the freckles who's nervous all the time. They come to see his match and they're just so pushy and they're like so supportive of him that it's like claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm,
And they're not letting him, experience things in his own way.
Yep. They even said that if he lose, that would be his partner fault.
Yeah.
So
You're getting a lot of text messages there.
I just think they push a bit too much on that angles.
Yeah, and Rintaro, his birth mother wants to meet him. You remember that from episode 10? Like, just there was like a 30-second scene where his adoptive parents come in and say, your birth mother wants to meet you. And then, coincidentally, the next day at the tournament, he keeps falling over. They take a 2-set lead, and then all of a sudden his leg starts to bother him.
Yep.
See, it was his birth mother's fault for wanting to meet him. She sent her negative womanly energy in his direction, and it infested his leg, and he started falling over all the time. Like,
all right, sorry. So I was wrong. It's not like 100% of mother. It's like 110%.
That's right. Because we have to account for the fact that some kids have birth mothers and adoptive mothers, or birth mothers and stepmothers. So the percentage has got to be above 100. In fact, one might even say that it's over 9,000.
All right. To be fair, I think that the angst between the children from their parents are a bit too much in this show. It reminds me a bit of Shield Hero.
Shield Hero. Wow.
Yeah, and the guys angst regarding to like everyone who treated him badly. I actually get that kind of feeling.
Really? That's pretty funny, dude.
So it's just too much. And I would have been happy it's just like Mikey dad who did that. And we have like others parents who's some sort of negative, but when they push that to this extreme, it just really too much.
Yeah.
And all right, how do you think about the tennis match? Just the tennis matches.
You mean in episode 10, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing with Rintaro's leg getting hurt or something, and them losing as a result of that. I mean, it pulled the same trick that it did in their practice matches against the school with the red shirts, where they jump out to an early lead in the match, and then the other the other team comes back because I don't know why. That's just something that the director really likes, I guess, when a character takes an early lead and then they lose anyway.
Right. We haven't talked about one of the guy who injured his arms, his hands.
Oh yeah. Tsubasa.
Before the tournaments. Oh my god. And because of the father push him down.
Well, his dad slaps him and he loses his balance and falls.
Right. Still, he's the one to blame.
Well, yeah. But there's that, which means Now and Tayo, who are like the two weakest players, they have to play. And I actually kind of liked their match. They use that strategy where they're like constantly moving on the court. They're like switching between. They didn't do the double baseline strategy that they have in the past, but
Yep.
they did some weird. We didn't get to see much of it, but it's implied that they're like constantly shifting positions. They're like always
Yep.
running.
Yep.
And I thought that was kind of that was a good way to like give them a fighting chance,
Yep.
even though they've been established as the two worst players.
Yep.
And their opponents, like after the game when they went up to shake their hands and stuff, their opponents were like, "Wow, that was quite a performance." They could.
Yep.
It was obvious that they had like some respect for
Yep.
their strategy. So I thought that was kind of cool.
All right. And to the match itself themselves, it's all right. So the condition from the president is that they have to win a match, right?
Yeah, I didn't
They
understand that it was only one pair that had to win, but
I don't think so though. I think the condition is like they have to advance because now out of 3 matches they lost 2. So it's for sure that they're gonna fail in these tournaments.
no, I don't think that's true because the two teams that they've played haven't been from the same school. So it's not as though like
All right. All
it's
right.
the one middle school versus another and they each field 3 pairs.
All right. All right. Oh,
So
that
I
makes
think it's
sense.
I think it's just a bunch of individual
I
teams.
yeah.
And now, I mean, the show even kind of implies that that's the case because Toma thinks to himself like, I always knew it would come down to us.
Yep. All right.
But I mean, I don't know if they're going to win or not. We only have 2 episodes left. I can't imagine that. It's
All
going
right.
to play out an entire tournament arc.
Yeah. Well, right. That makes sense. I think it's more along the line with Arm for the Ace. Where we have like one team playing against another teams, but that's kind of makes sense. All right, so that we will have to see in the next episode to see if they gonna win or not. I think 80% sure that they're gonna win.
I think they're going to lose
Wow.
because there are only 2 episodes left, and they have all this drama to wrap up. So I think they're probably going to lose, and like
I
there'll
don't
be a
think they're
problem
gonna-
with the student council, and then since there's no more tennis club, then there won't be any more money coming in for Maki,
And they're
and
gonna
that's going to cause
disband, and
problems
that's
with his dad, and then the team is going to have to like rally together and do something. That's where I'm a little hazy.
All right.
They even say like we got the worst luck of the entire tournament. Like we got the strongest because the guy who they're paired up against is the darker skinned dude who they spy on.
Yep.
Like all the girls who
Yep.
are they
Yep,
take
yep.
advantage of that in order to scout them. Yeah, so I don't know.
All right.
All I know is that pathological lying is caused by parents being like overprotective and domineering, and
Yep.
that's like a legit kind of abuse. And the parents don't even think it's an issue. Hoshiai no Sora taught me that.
Remember there was remember the guy who doesn't know about his sexuality.
Yeah.
What his name again?
Utah, I think.
Utah. All right, Yep. Remember what happened with their moms when she found out about the wigs and stuff?
Yeah.
They haven't touched on that anymore. Like
I don't know why you
Utah-
think they would.
Utah should come back the next day feeling normal.
I mean, Hoshiai no Sora is not about any of these other characters with their weird problems. It's about Maki and how he can fix their problems. And everyone's
Yeah.
moms. They're the real main characters.
All right. We have a bit of a fight between Toma and his mom as well, but at this point, I don't think that's something that need to raise attention about because like everyone have the problem with moms.
Yeah. I mean, from what I remember, that was pretty intense between he
Yeah.
and his mom.
Yep. That was.
And I like Toma. To me, Toma was in the wrong in that conversation. She's like, "Please don't talk to me that way." And
all
he
right, all right, all right. She's the one who she was the one who started the thing first, because Toma was eating and she said something like, "Why you haven't finished yet? I need to clean."
right.
And she started something along, "Why you coming home late?" or something, that you eat late, so I still have to wait and stuff. And Toma just lose it.
Yeah, he does lose it. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What can you say?
I thought he was being really rude in that scene, but then she says that she never wanted to be his mother, and then I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa there. Don't say that to your kid.
Yeah. She said that, and she said the other thing as well, which I don't quite get.
Oh, if only Ryoma had stayed out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that the brothers?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe he was like, "Don't get an abortion, Mom."
Yeah.
As like an 8-year-old child.
Yeah, I want to have a brothers.
Yeah, I guess. I have no idea, dude.
It just funny though that I rewatched some episode of Mushishi, and there was an episode of a mom who doesn't love his child, and I was thinking that, oh my god, that would fit right place with Hoshiai no Sora.
That's actually episode 6.5.
Oh, is
Takes
it?
place in of Hoshiai no Sora.
Yeah.
It takes place in an alternate timeline.
And you know what
I
is
remember
the
that
solution?
episode.
You know you remember what is the solution in that episode, like how they resolve the whole thing?
It's the lightning episode, right?
Yeah, that's the lightning episode.
So she like takes a lightning strike.
Nah.
That's not what happened?
It's not what happened. The all right. The resolution was, she come and confessed to him. He pushed her away in order to protect her. So he the one who have the only lightning strike.
Yes.
No. So what special is what afterwards? So they have like a little narration talking about what happened afterwards. So afterwards, the kid have to live with his relative, because he can't live in the house anymore. That's the resolution.
Wait, I thought one of them died. Did they both live?
No, they both live.
Oh.
He just have to move out to live with his relative because the parent don't love him anymore. Right. I was like, oh god. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. She wasn't really a fit mother, and she recognized that about herself. So other arrangements have to be made for the kid. And I think I can kind of remember he's sitting up in a tree as this narration is happening, because that was his habit at his old house, because he wanted to feel like close to the lightning.
Hoshiai no Sora learned from that. I think it would work best though if like they shuffle the kids around. So like one kid go to another parent's house, and maybe they will fit better.
Maybe.
Than their current families.
We'll try that in season 2.
Problem solved.
Yeah, I'll get Japan on the phone real quick and let them know we need a season 2. That's like a reality show version where all the parents swap children.
Yay.
I wouldn't even watch that. I'm ready to be done with this.
Let's go to the last show.
What's that?
Which is Flight of the Immortals.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this show's pretty good, dude.
Yeah. All right.
I really like it. It's my favorite of the season.
Really? All right. I have the opposite reaction though.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
No. Tell me first.
It's just really good. The sense of atmosphere.
Yep.
The music, like the really low humming, kind of indigenous instrumentation that they use to create like that creeping feeling, that something is terribly wrong. I love every scene where that track plays or whatever. Maybe it's a series of tracks. I don't know.
How about the visual?
Visual. I love the background art. I'm getting
Alright.
recently. I've been getting a bit of a Samurai Champloo vibe in terms of not in terms of the animation because it's not that good, but in terms of like the way that the characters are like the line work, the way they're outlined.
Right.
It's
Yep.
really thick and dark to make them
Yep.
pop out from the backgrounds because the backgrounds are very detailed, especially whenever there's like trees, grass, plants of any kind. Those are all like rendered really well, so they have to have the characters pop out of that. And I think, especially in episode 11, which was the big fight scene between Magatsu and Shida, having those bolder outlines on the characters really helped. And I mean, obviously the hang up that a lot of people have regarding this series is like, oh man, it's so rushed. Everything is just so rushed. They're compressing the manga so much, and it's so rushed. I mean, sure, I guess that it is, but I haven't read the manga, and I'm managing to follow along with what's happening. Sometimes I have to look up somebody's name or something.
Yep.
But I'm cool with that.
All
I like
right.
a lot of elements of the show.
All right.
I like how gory it is. It's pretty cool. How violent.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, why do you think that like shonen series where people are punching each other all the time are so popular? Violence is cool, dude.
Yeah. All right.
Gotta get with it.
A lot of blood, a lot of semen. That's all.
Is there?
Is there? It is. All right. As for my opinion, I think that the episode 10 was really good. It's about the girl.
Hyakurin.
What's her name again?
Hyakurin. I would say it like Hyakurin.
All right.
I guess starts with an H. Hyaku.
Yep. All right. I will almost say that he had Kurin, but yeah, Kurin.
No, it is Hyaku.
I think she a great like supporting. She a great one-off characters. She not really one-off though, but
Yeah,
like
she's-
the focus on her.
Yeah, I mean she's one of the most important members of one of the two major sword schools in the series. I think she's probably going to continue to recur.
Yep. I like that. I even like the flashback that she got regarding why she killed like her ex-husband. I love all that. Episode 11 though, I think is much weaker than like all the episodes that we've seen so far, because it focused only on the fight between Mangashu and Shira.
Yeah.
I don't think they are especially like interesting. It's just so weird to me that I always thought that Mangashu was really skilled, but like he in that fight he's always like outpowered by Shira. That's interesting.
Yeah, one of them, Manji, I think, even makes a remark in episode 11,
Yeah.
like, "Dude, weren't you part of the Ito Ryu? What's going on here?
That's right. But
why are you getting your ass beat?" Yeah, and I mean, it does kind of come down to both of them just inflicting lethal blows on each other, and they're still standing after all of
Yep.
it. So Magatsu just
And-
keeps getting up, and eventually he wins.
That's right. It's just like the fight just going on and on. Maybe that's the point. But for me, it just like keep going on and on and on. And other people had said that the manga would rush. I think that for me though, I don't understand why they spend that much time on this particular act. They spent
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 episodes already on this one, and spend like an entire episode for this fight. And I don't think that Shira is gonna die soon. He's just falling down of the cliff of the stream. And
Man, he better be dead. It was not a stream. That was a waterfall.
waterfall. Sorry, the waterfall, and
he dead.
From my knowledge, or from like all these martial act, all these like shonen show, whenever you fall down from the cliff, you're alive, and like you are stronger than ever. So
Yeah.
so it's just like a stopping point. It for me, this is the point where it stole the show. It's like the show like doesn't progress as much, and I just think that it is one of my least favorites from the entire series. I still like the visual. I still like everything of it. I also think that the violence is cool.
Well, of course. Yeah. I don't so much have a problem with the arc having taken so many episodes, because there's in many of these episodes, the last 3 or 4, having to deal with pursuing Kagehisa and trying to get through the gate, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's been a lot of events, a lot of content packed into this short time frame.
Yep, there is.
But episode 11 in particular did seem to slow down and just dedicate itself entirely to, violence
Right.
between characters who aren't really at the heart of this conflict. We see Rin getting rescued, I suppose. I think it's water that Kagehisa is offering to her at the end of episode 11. So that promises a return to what this arc is actually about. Mm-hmm. But episode 11, I mean, it did occur to me as I was watching, like, why are we spending all this time on this fight? And why are they, like, it was an over-the-top stab fest, like one of them would get stabbed and then they'd be like, "Huh!" And you think, oh, well, that guy is obviously dead, he doesn't have the mystical bloodworms, he's obviously going to die. And then, no, he doesn't die, he just stabs the other guy right back, and then they then they talk for a little bit, and then there's more stabbing.
Yeah, that's
it went on for quite a while, but I thought that a lot of it was stylish enough and clever enough that it kept my attention. I do like episode 10 more.
Yep. Yeah, and what I feeling also like in this last 10 episode, you feel like the whole, that impact of information flowing. So we have to keep on, like what's going on.
Yeah.
And they make it, like brief and clear enough for us to still, knowing what's going on. Episode 11 though, we don't have that density of the plot. We just have like basically 2 men fighting against Shira, and they keep on fighting. And I think like the last blow from Mangetsu on Shira, like pushing him, go through the forest without hitting any of the trees to get him into the waterfall is just so over the top. Just,
I mean,
unreal.
Obviously he's following the sound of the waterfall, and if there are trees in his way, they're going to block those sound waves. So he just he doesn't need to see them. He can just move around them,
All right.
He's one with nature.
And you know what? After like all of the stuff that he received, like he nearly died several times. He like afterwards when Ashira is hanging on by the lift, he looked alive and well. He it doesn't seem like he being injured at all.
No. Well, I mean, they're equipped with an item that makes their HP recover very fast. This is secretly an isekai video game inspired
that's true
series.
And one of the last negative things is not really issues that I have. It's not necessarily negative, but I would love more time between Manchi and the girl Rin. At this time they have.
Well, I mean, they're separated.
Yeah, they have been separate for too long.
Well, I guess. I mean, personally, I'm enjoying the individual character spotlights. Like Rin in episode 9, Hyakurin in episode 10.
Yep.
And I suppose that in 11 it's like Magatsu. I'm liking all that. You know, I don't necessarily. I'm not that into Manji as a character. I mean, he's immortal and he's like a smart aleck, and he talks like this. But I'm not. I don't really care too much about his relationships to other people. It's more the cast as a whole that I'm interested in, like what each character can bring to the table through their own merits. And I didn't expect that the show would be able to deliver on that sort of thing when I first started watching it, but I think it has. Even dating back to the very early episodes, which focused on like individual villains that Manji was having to fight, I think it did well there as well. Like I can still remember the guy who painted masks, whose son wants to avenge him, and I can still remember the kind of rival character to Manji. They were both possessed by the bloodworms, and Manji ends up killing him by like completely dismembering him. You know, and I always forget everything that I watch, so I'm surprised that I can remember that at all, actually.
A lot of people been turned up about the red content in episode 10 though. I remember like reading a review in Anime News Network that oh my god, the reviewers was really negative on that, on the whole episode because of that.
Well, yeah, I think that's probably pretty common for people to get turned off by that sort of sexual violence, you know, because it is uncomfortable. But when I was watching episode 10, I actually didn't I didn't think it was that gratuitous. Like I thought episode 8 was worse. Because knowing Shira as a character the way that we do, we can like feel his hatred of the woman who he's about to force himself on. And I mean, the fact that he is torturing her in the same way that he killed a prostitute previously means like there's a pattern established about his character. Whereas in episode 10, I mean, we see Hyakurin like we see her with all the purple marks on her limbs and her clothes torn up and stuff. But I don't. At least I don't remember seeing like a moment where she's clearly being assaulted.
They got away with that. They just like showing on the Siemens.
See,
like,
you said that before. I don't even remember that.
Yeah. They have that. So
okay. Well, that is pretty gross.
Yeah, that is gross. But the problem they have with that is like she having sexual assault. And then like another guy just come and rescue her, but I disagree on that because she was the one who rescued herself.
she got her revenge.
Yep.
I mean, somebody does come to rescue her. I mean, the only reason there are two guys in the hut where she is, and then the noise outside causes the first one to go, and then the sound of him getting killed causes the second one to leave and face him. So I mean, she is rescued, but the way that she gets her revenge is so badass. Like, how could you be mad about that? She eviscerates the guy and creates like an entire like parabola of his blood and organs in the air above her. Like, it's such a cool looking shot, man.
I'm not that impressed by that scenes, but I'm so impressed by the endings where she leave a piece of her hair into like one of her dead.
It was the guy who proposed to her or said, let's start a family, or something like that. Shinriji was his name.
The moment he does that, though, I know that he's gonna die. That's just that's just
obvious
so
death flag.
Typical.
I really loved the conclusion of episode 10. Not just the fact that she left her hair there, but that she also she cut her hair, which is why there was some despair that she left at his grave. And then she comes back, and Giichi, the guy with the glasses, he had previously offered to make her some porridge. And when she comes back, he says, "Oh, it's gone cold." I don't know why, but for some reason that left a big impact on me.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
When he came back with the pot with the food, and he see that she was gone. I thought that she was gone for sure.
Oh, you thought that she had just like left and wasn't going to return?
Yep. That's what I thought.
That didn't occur to me. Although, yeah, that seems like a pretty good possibility.
So I do think that maybe Gichi have that sense of himself as well, that she was gone for good, but then she come back and like um just being normal, and that's so good about her characters, because like with all she with all the things that she have been through, she doesn't look back. She's a very good characters.
She doesn't look bad. I don't know, man. Like
All right,
she went through something horrible.
Yeah.
I doubt that she's put it behind her. I mean, it's so recent.
Yeah. Oh, well.
You know, I'm sure that those bruises on her arms and legs are still there. You know, I'm sure
Yep.
that she's still dealing with the physical and the mental and emotional consequences of what happened.
Yep.
But yeah, she does.
Oops, sorry.
Hello?
Go on. Sorry. Go on.
She does. She does cut her hair. I mean, obviously the symbolism there is that she's trying to leave something behind, leave her past behind, leave her recent experiences behind, whatever you like. The porridge thing, I don't know why I was hit so hard by that right before it cut to, the ED is always like the spinning wheel from episode 1, which is like it's circular. It's like a circle of violence and of hatred, of revenge. I think that's the idea behind the wheel always spinning and always playing at the end of each episode, is that people constantly like hunting each other down and killing each other is just perpetuating a cycle of violence.
Yep.
But like the porridge line, I don't know. That just hit home for me.
All right.
For whatever reason.
And I do really respect the fact that her, when she being like assaulted, she was thinking of under the flashback of her of her past. It's just like when Haru from Vista thinking about what writing the will letter when she was being assaulted by the line guide. I think
that really.
Yeah, I think that's just the way that they cope. They have to do to cope with the the assault that they couldn't have.
Wait, are you saying that Haru was actually raped by the lion?
No, it does. It's not rape. It's just being assault, being like naked and being looked at. It assault.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the two situations are comparable because I'm pretty sure Hyakudin was actually raped.
Yeah. See, well, Haru was being physical assault, not necessarily by rape.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like the whole. I was writing a will in my mind. Like that reminds me of like people going to a different dimension, and in like Naruto or something. Why am I mentioning Naruto so much today?
Yeah, so that's what I mean. They're doing that in order to cope with the situation that they've been having now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We have spent too much time for the current season, so let's move on to aim for the ace.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're about to go into the doubles arc.
I love how they just never tone down the drama.
I actually got a little bit tired of all the drama and the silliness this week.
All right.
I was like, oh god, this is so dumb. Like the moment I saw the close up on the pencil.
Yep.
Like Todo leaves his pencil behind, and it becomes this really important like symbolic object to Hiromi. And then in episode 14, she like goes out to the dock by the ocean and like wishes upon his blue pencil that he'll help her somehow.
Yep.
Which he actually does, because in episode 15, it's all about like the flashback between him and Ozaki and how they got to be good doubles partners. So her prayer, her offering to the gods of the blue pencil, actually worked out.
All right.
All of her problems were solved because she heard about two guys who were once enemies and became friends.
They actually know that she was there, so
Yeah, I know.
they did that on purpose.
Yeah, I know. And then there's a line in like of inner monologue from Hiromi about like, oh, that was a complete coincidence, but now I feel better.
Yeah, well,
I mean, obviously
I
the gods of
oh my god.
pencils, the ocean gods received her pencil offering and were pleased, and so they positioned those two fine gentlemen to be at the restaurant at the same time as her. I guess I don't know. I'm lost.
All right. First, I will mention Ottawa, Kyoko Ottawa, whatever
Yeah.
name that we want to say, Kyoko. Um, she she getting
She's a
herself,
good guy now.
Yeah, she getting herself injured at the court, and you know, like every school will have like the nurse office.
Yeah.
They don't even go to the nurse office. They have to call the ambulance to go straight to the hospitals.
Well, she faints.
Yeah, she's. Oh my god, it's just so dramatic. And I don't know that how great the coach is, but to the point that he doesn't realize that, you know, like that girl faking her injury for that long time.
Faking
not
her
his-
injury. No, she has a real injury.
No, so she had a real injury, but she faked that. So she just pretended like it's normal.
Yeah, what she was
Until
faking was that
now.
everything was fine.
Yep. He doesn't realize that. So I just doubt how good a coach he is.
Well, I don't think that's supposed to reflect poorly on him. I think this is just like a magical injury on the
Much.
story's part. Like, oh,
Right.
she's fine and she's totally good and she can play tennis like normal, but in 2 or 3 months, you know, she's not going to be able to use her arm anymore. It's
Yep.
just like a freak accident that the doctor can anticipate happening in 2 to 3 months. And it's obviously intended to like redeem her character, you know, because this is why she actually hated Hiromi so much, is because she only had a small amount of time left to play tennis, and the coach took it away from her.
Yep. I actually played the under coach. All right. Do you see that her design change after she become good? I just feel like her face look a lot lighter.
Well, she's not scowling all the time.
All right.
She kind of looks at Hiromi with kind of like a pitiful expression, or a pitying expression, like she's seeing what a difficult position Hiromi is in, instead of just being mad at her all the time. I don't know that her design changed. I mean, maybe it did. One thing I noticed is that her hair was a little bit different. Same hairstyle, but the two little pigtails or whatever they are that she has on the sides of her head,
Yep.
seem to be, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up. I'm sure it wasn't intentional.
All right.
But yeah, she just has a different look on her face because her character is more understanding now, I suppose.
Huh. And now I think they frame Ochoshuma as the main villain now.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, we got a little hint of that in the previous batch of episodes, but in this one, she's just like, you know, you're my enemy. If you're
Yep.
trying to catch up to me, then you're my enemy. And then they get paired together for doubles. Obviously, that doesn't go very well because she seems to have made no progress. Like Hiromi. Yeah,
Right.
she's back to having balls hit her in the face all the time. This show just hits the reset button whenever there's some new match that Hiromi has to take part in. You know, she's just falling and tripping over herself and getting smacked in the chin, and running into her doubles partner and falling into the net and just being a general emotional clumsy wreck. And it's
All right.
annoying. Like this is where I draw the line. It's things have reset too many times. I can only take so many tennis Groundhog Days before I have to put my foot down.
to be fair, like the double match play like entirely different than the single match.
Yeah, that's true. But I wish
I
that the show made a more direct point of that. Like, oh, she's just
Yep.
not accustomed to doubles, rather than,
Yep.
oh, she just can't like sync up with Madame Butterfly. I mean, I wish that they would just go about communicating that a little bit differently. Like, it's just an unfamiliar game to her. You know, she has to relearn some stuff.
I still don't know the importance of like that double though. So they will have to play in what?
Oh, like what tournament? Or
Yeah, what is the next event that they have to play that she and Ochosuma have to pair together?
it's called the Kanto tournament,
Alright,
which is like a region of Japan.
Alright. Huh.
But I don't know what relationship it has to like the eventual national tournament that she's been selected for.
Yep.
And
actually,
like there was in episode 13, I think that was the one where they have that party at Madame Butterfly's house, and then
Yep.
it's the four people from the school, including Hiromi, and then the fifth person is Lady Orchid from the other school.
Did they say that though? I don't even catch that. Like the fifth one is Lady Orchid. I know that she should have been there, but she also got like an injury that she can't play for the next 2 months.
Yeah, she's like a reverse Ottawa or reverse Kyoko, whatever her name is.
Yep.
She's going to be fine after 2 months, you know, but for right now she can't play. Whereas the reverse is true for
Yeah.
Kyoko.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, we already knew this was going to happen based on an earlier episode where the coach first visits
Yep.
Madame Butterfly's house and he speaks to her father, and he gets special permission for there to be a fifth person from their prefecture who's nominated
right.
for the national tournament. So in
Oh,
this
right,
one,
right.
we see the party at their house where he reveals
Yep.
that it's going to be these four people on stage plus. I mean, the
Alright.
fifth one technically would be Hiromi. She's the late addition. But
Yep.
the fourth person is just someone from a different school.
Yep. Right. I just wonder why that there hasn't been any fuss at all regarding Hiromi selection in this one.
You mean
Usually
it-
like the other team members would see that this is like a good chance to like say stuff like she been a favorite, she doesn't deserve to be in the national, but frankly
Well,
none of that happened.
I mean, yeah. Probably because the party creates such a good mood. I don't know, maybe somebody spiked the punch and everybody, is just getting wasted. I mean, obviously all the guys were, because they think it's appropriate to like approach Hiromi and like throw her up in the air. I didn't really understand that at all. Mostly because there didn't seem to be any reason for it. I mean, she gets selected to the team. I think that's what prompts them to throw her up and down. I don't know. I just thought that was bizarre. But I mean, there's plenty of criticism lobbed her way once she is put on a doubles team with Madame Butterfly. Everybody starts
That's right.
prodding at her and like mocking her and stuff. The same way they always do once that happens.
Yeah.
Dude, the pencil.
That dramatic.
Not only does she pray, like clutching the pencil in her hands as she prays on the docks to the ocean gods, that she'll suddenly become a good doubles partner for Madame Butterfly. She also like drops the pencil and it dramatically falls to the ground in slow motion when she learns that Lady Orchid and Munakata are related.
Yeah. I was like, why is that so important? It's one of the events.
Yeah, that's the conclusion of episode 14. Like the very dramatic. I don't know what instrument it was
Revealed.
exactly. Yeah, but the trumpet maybe, like blaring away in the background. Like, oh my God, this is gonna reshape your entire perception of this series. The pencil falls to the ground. Eraser first. We have to preserve the point. on the pencil.
That remind me like they write everything in pencil back in the days. They
Did
doesn't have
they?
any pen. I don't know. They all got pencil. See.
Well, I mean, the pen technology was just not there yet. You know, we didn't have the mastery over plastic to create pens in
Maybe.
mass. The pens were only for the bourgeoisie, the wealthy elites. So only, Madame Butterfly, her household is probably stocked to the gills with pens. But the commoners such as Hiromi and Maki, I doubt that they have any pens.
Yeah.
Only pencils, which is why it's so dramatic when the pencil falls. She doesn't have a pen to replace it. This pencil falling could be the end of her academic career.
All right. All right. And remember the moment that she bumped into into Todo.
I remember the
Uh,
moment when she bumped into that kid with the striped shirt who
Oh,
kept
no.
saying, "Transform!"
All right. That would be bizarre as well. Like that kid just come up out of nowhere, and there was a dog, and then for some reason that kid just holding her hand, and he got a date.
He what?
He's got a date.
A date. Oh, yeah, yeah. I actually have a prediction about what the deal was with that kid. I know that in Ashita no Joe,
All right.
which was a series that Dazaki directed 3 years before this one, 3 or 4, I don't know. Joe is like he's a hero to a lot of the kids in his hometown. You
Right.
remember how in Megalobox there was that like little trio of
Yep.
kids who
Yeah.
like used their gadgets to help Joe
Yep.
somehow? That was a direct callback to Ashita no Joe. Because they're like all the street urchins, like all the kids who are kind of poor and living on the street. He's their hero. So I'm predicting that the appearance of that kid in Aim for the Ace was actually a reference to Ashita no Joe. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that same kid, like the
Yep.
same character design, was in that other series.
Right.
I can't
Yep.
think of too many other reasons why they would appear so strangely and just like out of nowhere.
Yep. It just make me laugh though the moment that she bumped into Todo, and the whole pencil and books falling out. She Before that she was running, and I think Maki was behind her. After that, Todo just took her home, and we never heard about Maki anymore.
Yeah,
Just
Maki,
so
Maki,
bad.
Maki
Just so-
probably saw what was going on. She saw what was playing out, and she was like, "I got to get out of here. I mean, this is too good. I don't want to spoil the mood,
that just
with my ridiculous haircut."
Yeah. I love her haircut. Excuse me, her haircut was pretty good.
I mean, it is better than Hiromi's. Hiromi's haircut looks so weird.
All right. I just watched some episode of Food Wars yesterday,
Oh yeah,
and there was an episode where a guy with that weird haircut was cut off. So like someone I don't remember if you remember her, the pork master. No, the meat master.
yeah.
See-
The meat master, the girl, right? The blonde girl.
Yeah, the girl. She cut off one of the guy hairs because his hair too long. He cut off the top, and there was a scene afterward where like they actually wrap that bit of hair back into his head. That just so stupid, but that I think that would fit into after the Ice.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe maybe we should get Japan on the phone once more. Once we get our second season of Hoshiai no Sora with the child swap, so all the parents can be happy, we will get another Aim for the Ace revival and do a crossover with Shokugeki no Soma.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing. All right.
I'm about done. I think I'm about done. How about you? What were your thoughts on these episodes, or do you have any more specific observations?
I just think that they're not hitting any break regarding the dramatic. They just want to do everything as dramatic as possible.
Oh, of course.
There is a fun to watch all these how all this gonna fall out. I also agree with you that the last three episodes are my least favorites out of like all the things.
I just thought they were the most ridiculous.
Uh,
Because I've been enjoying the show, but not so much for these three.
yeah. All right. So that's my thought on M for the eyes. M for the face right now.
Aim for the face.
Yep.
Advice that many characters take when they're on the opposite side of the court from Hiromi.
Yep. All right.
Poor girl. I guess we're done.
All right. Do you have any like closing thought? Anything?
Me? No, I have no
Yep.
thoughts.
All right. What are the other shows of this season that you're enjoying so far?
None?
All right. That sounds pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching several others, but I'm pretty much just enjoying Blade of the Immortal
Yep.
and Shihai Fudu.
Right. All right.
I think that's it. But I have not been keeping up with Psycho-Pass or No Gun. I've also fallen behind on No Gun's Life.
I fall behind on No One's Life for the last I think 2 episodes. And I just catch up on them soon. High School Girl is also pretty good. If you want to watch like the whole things.
Oh yeah, I meant to tell you that the manga is done. Like the scanlations are done.
Alright, regarding that is only have like 2 episodes left on the on the series. I think I will stay out of the manga for now. I want to
Okay.
to be surprised by the ending.
Gotcha. Well, this way I don't have to watch the anime, so I'm just gonna read the manga.
Alright. So that's the end of our 79th podcast.
Yeah,
And we're gonna see you back next week.
number 80.
Alright, see ya.
Bye bye.